And I'll use just some few minutes to take. If you have any concern with anything, raise it, and that you can ask your questions and how the department drops and all that. Okay, but then let me finish up or get to where I want to do before I start that. If you just join, kindly mute yourself so that you wouldn't have any. Okay, kindly mute yourself. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, so
Yes.
okay, I was saying that. Sorry, I was saying that I will take some few minutes to answer questions regarding your receipt, regarding course add and course drop. Okay, it's another advantage out, but I want to get to a particular level. I want to sit for like just 10 minutes, and the remaining minutes I'll use to do engagement. So don't leave now. If you have any question, you can ask regarding receipts and all that. Okay, let's continue. So I was saying, we all know GDP deflator. Okay, but what you have to understand is that CPI is kind of brother to GDP deflator, but there are some distinctions. And the harder part is what I've taught you this evening. Okay, the hardest part of which comes with a little bit of calculation. The other ones are reading. Say that if you sit down personally and go through the slide, you'll be fine. In fact, yes, you'll be very, very fine. Okay. One way to measure the economy's inflation rate is to compute the percentage change increase. Please, I'm taking it again. One way to measure the economy's inflation rate. So when we started the class, somebody was asking, that's why I didn't want to rush, is to compute the percentage increase, I'm repeating, percentage increase in the GDP deflator from 1 year to the next. Just like we did for the CPI, you're going to use a GDP deflator to compute inflation rate this time around. How? Let's move forward. So here, we all know how to compute GDP deflator already. Who doesn't know? Who doesn't know? So that I blast you, I'll teach you. By this time you should know. By this time you should be wrapping up with national income accounting. You should be trying to solve some questions under it, and then you become familiar with it. Okay. By this time you should be doing that. If you don't know or you've not started, please start. Don't wait till last minute. Accounts on the year last minute. The year last minute. Obey. Obey E and obey F. The arbitrary Z. Okay, so please let's take note of it and let's ask. You guys are even lucky. Why lucky? So when you were getting the results of your get, I was like, hey, yaba mumpuni. Okay, but it's all good. Okay. So how do you calculate GDP deflator? The formula is here. GDP deflator is nominal GDP over real GDP times 100. If you don't know, write it. And we can use the GDP deflator to calculate for inflation rates. Okay. So kindly compute this one for me. GDP deflator for 2012, 2013, and 2014. I'm giving you 1 minute. Just 1 minute. GDP deflator for 2012. You'll be giving me, I'll be calling people to give me answers to know whether they are paying attention or not. Okay. Okay. 20 seconds more. No. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. So what's the GDP for 2012? Yes, anyone?
2012 is 100%.
Okay. 2013.
82.
Somebody make
Okay.
money finish.
5%.
Okay. And the last one. 128.
1 to 9.
20.
Please, is there a specific number of this?
No, please leave it and just one decimal place. Okay.
Sure.
So let's start. How do you compute inflation rates? Initially, how are you doing it? When we're using the CPIs, how are we doing it? We look out for
CPI 2 minus CPI 1 all over
good.
CPI
So CPI 2 minus CPI 1 all over CPI 1 times 100, right? Here to do the same thing. We are going to use the current GDP deflator minus the previous GDP deflator all over the previous GDP deflator times 100. So 114.6 minus 100 all over 100 times 100. Very straightforward. If you want to compute the inflation rate for 2014, the same approach, what did we get here? 128.6, right? So we are going to have 128.6 minus 114.6, which is the previous year, 2013, all over 114.6 times 100. Is it difficult? Is it difficult?
No.
For full way. Okay. So GDP deflator, converting nominal to real GDP. Okay. This is just change of subject. Change of subject here. Okay. Don't panic. Okay. Make real GDP the subject in this equation. Make real GDP the subject. All of you make GDP deflator is equal to 100 times nominal over real. Make real GDP the subject and let's see. We are getting to math levels. That's why I'm engaging all of you. So kindly participate. Can you make real GDP the subject? Kenneth, your hand is up. Kenneth, your hand is up. Yakubu, Sadiq, or Ronibit, if your hand is up, okay. Are you done?
Okay, so real GDP. So real GDP is the nominal GDP over the GDP times 100.
Okay, sure. So, okay, you are done. Kindly mute yourself. Okay, thank you very much for giving us. So, if you make your GDP the subject, you see that you know, we all know change of subject, right? In a class 6, so. So, change of subject. Nominal GDP over GDP deflator times 100. Hey, move pen, come on. Mute yourselves. What class I'm within common? Hey, am I? Okay, please, any questions so far? So this is the same thing like how they are telling you to compute inflation rates for 2015, 2016. Compute the nominal GDP in 2014. Who can do this? Who can't do this? Compute. So you just multiply this by this nominal GDP, right, for 2014. Multiply this, the $30 by $900. 2014 for within it, just this one. Yes. Multiply $100 by what? 192. When you are done, you add them up. Very, very simple. Compute real GDP in 2015. They've given you 2014 as the base year. So very, very simple. Compute the GDP deflator in 2016. Who can do this? Who cannot do this? Who can't do this? So we cannot do it. Kentuck.
Similar questions.
What question?
What do you do?
Then wait.
Very similar to me.
I was in our slide now.
I can't ask questions.
Wait, I have not seen it. Is this in the past or past question?
Those are the two groups.
Different. So we are all good. Please, if you don't understand, ask me. Ask. Yeah, there are even solutions in it. Okay. So 30 times 900. Nominal GDP, you at current prices, right? 100 times 192. They added them. We have what? 46,200. Compute real GDP in 2015. We chose this one as the base year, right? 2014 as the base year. So 30 by, yeah, somebody's hand is up. Becca and
It's not GDP. It's the same as the basket.
no, this is a different one. When we say basket, we're talking about consumers consuming the products. Or here of GDP, talking about general goods that are produced in the economy. Some goods that are produced in the economy are not consumed by household. Okay. Please, any question? Becca. Yeah, Becca, your hand is up.
Barrister,
Yes.
to calculate for the GDP deflator for 2016, no? You have to calculate nominal for 2016 and calculate real for 2016.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, please. Yes. Henrietta, your hand is up.
Barrister,
Yes.
with the nominal and the real GDP, I mostly get confused. So is it that with the real GDP, you'll be given a base year,
Yes.
a base price, is it a base price or something, a base year? So I'm going to use that price, the price of the base year to calculate for
Yes, please. So let's take a look at this example. They said the base year is what? 2014, right? You could see that when it comes to 2015, we are calculating real GDP in 2015. This is a price. This is another price, but we didn't use any of them here. Why? Because we are computing for real GDP. Anytime you hear of real GDP, you are taking a base year. So we come back to this 30, which is the base year, and multiply by the quantity, 1,000. Okay, so you could see 30 times what? 1,000. The second one to the same thing, $100. We didn't pick the 102, so $100 times what? 200. We have what? $50,000. That is it. But when we are computing nominal, you just take the current one, multiply by the current one, take the current one, multiply by the current one. The same way, the same strategy. Okay. So Becca, here you go. They computed the nominal GDP. So they multiply this one, 36 by 1050. Multiply by the 100 by 205, and they had this. Going forward, they had to compute the real GDP. Now they had to use the base year price, base year. So they picked this 30, multiply by 1050 that you could see here. They pick this 100, multiply by what? 205, and they have this. Very, very simple. Okay, so somebody's asking when I'll put the videos after here. So tonight, I'm going to upload it after the meeting ends. So don't worry. Okay. So I'll end here. Any question for me regarding your dropping receipt and all that? But your hand is up. I'll take your last question. Your hand is up. Yes, Kenny. Okay, I'll be calling you one after the other so that you can ask your question. Yes, Bell, kindly unmute and ask.
Okay, barrister, please. This one, the question, they said you should find this one there. A CPI or a GDP or inflation rate. The last question.
They said you should find a GDP deflator.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right. Yes, Solo. Solo, kindly unmute.
Barrister.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me, Barrister?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Okay. Can the nominal GDP be greater than the real GDP?
Nominal GDP.
Yeah, can it be greater than the real GDP?
Yeah. Why not? Look at the first example that we computed. Let me see if I could go back so that. So what's the nominal GDP here in 2016? 58, right? What's the real GDP here? 52. So of course the nominal can be greater than the real. What's the real GDP here? 52. So of course the nominal can be greater than.
Okay.
Please, if you have a question regarding course drop, course add, how you can be dropped, or there's an additional session that I can give it to you. If you have any question, please ask me. Okay. Yes, Becca.
Barrister.
Yes.
My question is, when do we need to use the basket? Is it when we are calculating the CPI and the PPI?
Yes, please.
Both of them.
When there's anytime you hear baskets, you're talking about CPI. Mind you, CPI deals with consumers within the economy, but GDP deflator takes into consideration every good and services. Mind you,
Barrister.
All right.
Yes.
Barrister.
Yes, kindly ask your question. Yes.
Can you hear me, Barrister?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. The GDP deflator be greater than 100 because looking at all the coins that we have, so they are all less than 100.
GDP deflator can be equal to 100 when the nominal and the real GDP are the same.
Unless they are the same.
Yes.
Okay.
So if we are making reference to the same base year, you may sometimes arrive at a GDP deflator where to be equal to 100%. It means the nominal and the real are the same. Real. Wait, this one is GDP deflator in 2016.
All right. Thank
Yeah. We are calculating for nominal first. Based upon the GPD deflator, we're also calculating nominal or calculating real. We are over calculating GDP deflator, which is the nominal over the real times 100. And in 30. No, we multiply by hand 1050. Is it 2016? Yes. Yeah, cool. Sadiq, you can ask the question.
Okay. Please, my friend is here. She's feeling shy to ask. So I want to ask for her.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. I think she will be writing the receipt.
Let's see.
So
I don't know why
she
some
wants
of you.
to
See, don't be shy that.
she wants you to library.
Okay, don't be shy that you're writing a receipt. You're writing it doesn't mean that you are dull student or you don't know things. So, Charlie, examination week, sometimes something can happen to you. You can get a broken heart. Your one of your parents can even die, or something bad can happen to you. It's like that you won't be able to even get that right mindset to even write. Some of you went to university, didn't get any guidance. Some of your friends, they fall into our hands and we're able to guide them. I understand some of you are not getting A, but I have people who never read the commons in SHS and they are getting B's and A's. I'm telling you point blank. Some of the mates, they are getting, I've seen like almost 10 A's and the B's and B plus. You get it? It's not like they take a screenshot and send it to me. It's not like they don't tell me. So if you want to write a receipt, now listen and listen very good. Let me meet everyone so that you all hear. Anytime you fill any course in the university, is either you go in for main receipt or supplementary receipt. Now, what's the issue is that if it is a main receipt, it means that course is taken within that year. So we have students in level 200 who write exams with you guys. They failed when they were in 100 second semester. So they failed a 102, but they are now in 200 and they are going to write exam with you as main receipt. They will come to lectures with you. You are writing your IA, they are going to join you. That's what you call the main receipt. That one is somehow safer. So maybe if the IA doesn't go well, you can push towards the final exams. However, we call something supplementary. The supplementary is basically not for you guys. You can go in for it though. But let's say you are in level 400, you failed a first semester paper and you want to graduate. So second semester, you can register the first semester paper that you failed as supplementary. That one, when your exams is over, or receipt when your main exams are over, 1 week, then you come and write that receipt. So when you vacate, you are going to vacate on 1 September. Your vacation sets in 1 week into the vacation, or 1 week after our exams, you come and write your receipt. Okay. And failing a receipt, anytime you get an E or F, as for E, it is optional. But once you get F in economics, you can't graduate. That means you have to receipt. And the department is likely to drop you if you get an F. So this semester, if you had F last semester, you should be pushing harder to get either B plus or A. Okay, either a B plus or A, so that they'll know that, okay, maybe something happened, that's why you had an F. If you had an E, it is compulsory for you to get B plus or A. If you had a D, it is also compulsory for you to get either B plus or A. If you had D plus, and if you get B plus, you're good to go. If you had C, and if you get B B plus or A, they won't drop you. If you had C plus last semester, should be pushing for another C plus or A or B this semester, else you'll be dropped. When the department drops you, that is all. You can't do anything about it. No matter how well you cry, nobody will mind you. You get it? Any question? You want to ask a question? Okay, ask.
My question is, if you had, let's say EOF last year, and this you make it to, let's say, B plus or A, are they going to wait for the level 100 to come so that they will, based on the one you failed, whether you pass it, that the main receipt, are they going to wait for that result to come, or they will base on that B and say, oh, you fail for this, so they are going to drop you? Or they wait for that result to come?
What every account dropping is based on main. So what is your main course, right? Make sure you pass. Once you fail and you even try to reset it, if you get an A in the reset, you may still be dropped. Because by then you wouldn't have that grounds. So make sure the course you're taking as a course called like Econ 102 that everyone is doing, you don't fail. If you fail and you come and write reset, even if you pass the reset, the department can still drop you. And somebody is asking, see, when you fail a cons, and if the department drop you, you also have to register and write that course.
Why are you scaring them? Don't scare them, don't scare them.
You oh, I'm not scared. I'm speaking the truth. Yes, I'm speaking with confidence. You have to still write that course. You still have to write that course. Please, I'm very particular about this. So some of you don't know. Somebody just texted me that if you are dropped, let's say the department drops you and if you have a receipt, madam, why the department drops you? And even if you have a receipt, you still have to come later and write it. Else you won't graduate. Any accounts course, you can't graduate with F on campus. Apart from accounts, those in other colleges like theater arts, French, when you even fail, they can even consider you. And if you feel like one course and you do well in the others, you can graduate. By accounts, you can't graduate with an F. Any question? B plus, you should be pushing for B plus this semester. Okay, so make sure you get B plus or at least between B and A.
So from D to F, everyone is supposed to get B plus.
Hello.
Yes, I'm listening.
So what about we that, how do you call it? We are not from your department, but we are offering a course in your department.
Okay, so that one is called the department won't spare you. They are going to stress your life a little. So what you have to do is I just survive. I tell those people just survive. Okay, the department won't drop you or anything. You are going to drop the department, but make sure you don't get any receipt. Because once you get a receipt, you have to come back and write it.
Barrister.
Yes.
Barrister. During the exams, some people were sick. And some had to write in the paper at the hospital. So what happened to them?
So if you're unable to write, if you don't write final exams, it's in the school that the lecturers will not allow you to key in your results, even though we all know you're going to fail. But the lecturers are not allowed to key in your results. The lecturers are not allowed to key in your results. Instead, you're supposed to leave it as what? NA. If you write IA, you don't write final exams, you'll not be graded. If you don't write IA and if you write final exams, you'll be graded. So in the situation where you're not able to register or you're not able to, because your grade is not appearing, what to do is that when school resumes next semester, go to the College of Humanities. Okay, you have a question?
Okay, but in this case, the person was able to write to it. she was able to write the exams.
It means the results are not in, they will come back. Keep me updated. Okay, it shouldn't last for more than 1 month.
But is it that they are going to consider her or something?
No, no, who consider you?
So my question is, what is that? I have a question.
Nobody will consider you here.
My question is, let's say last year I had let's say I had EOF, and this I have B plus or A, as was saying it, and I have chosen to write the main, the main receipt.
Okay.
Meaning I'll be waiting for the level 100. Would the economic department push me to go to level 200?
They can push you or they can drop you.
Why? Why would they drop?
They can drop you. So they are going to take an average of the two results. Okay. And they're going to weigh you. So if you get, that's why I was saying that if you get E, if you get an E, so you're pushing for either B plus or A, because they normally take the average. So if you get C plus, you should be pushing for another C plus this semester. It's normally an average. That is the issue.
Then I think the supplementary receipt is for those people who think they can do.
A supplementary receipt is for those students who can learn on their own, who are fast learners. If you're not a fast learner, don't go, because this semester is going to stress you. And you may have just 1 week enough to prepare you for the receipts. Okay, but you've learned it already, so you wouldn't have issue. Just to be like a revision for you. Please, the meeting is almost ending. Any question again? Any question? See, don't be scared though. See, receipts, the department there, they're going to drop a lot of you. If I say they're going to drop a lot of you, when the school is admitting it, the school is admitting you, they admit a lot of students into the department. Right now, the last time when I was even looking at the data, you were okay. You were close to 1,500. They are going to drop more than almost half of you. So they're going to at least take our 800 students or 700 to level 200. And now we're going 300 to, they're going to drop some of you. So by the time you get to 300, some of you will be around, your year will be around 400 or something. So from 1,500 to 400 students. You get it? Yes, please, any question again? Don't be scared. I'm just saying this to ginger you so that nobody will tell you these truths. It's good sometimes it motivates you. I always encourage students to learn, but it's good you know these truths so that you wouldn't be sleeping thinking the cons is like your other courses. Okay. Cons we learn power, you learn, hey, you and get my room when I get to exams. My friends come here, we can learn the whole night. Still, you go, you won't sit up. Other courses, we have paper, but we'll be sleeping. We'll go and write it, and we will pass. By a cons, last semester, let me share this. Last semester, we did an exams. And if you fail to generate just one equation, automatically you lose 40 marks. One equation, you lose 40 marks. 40, nothing can push you to B. The best you can get is either a C plus or C. That's when you even did well in the IS. You get it? So the cons is not easy like that. And if your math is very weak, some of you are not really good in mathematics and all that. The cons is math from level 200. You won't be doing this small math, or this math is very cheap. You're doing calculus, you're doing logs, you're doing differentiations, dy, dx. Those who did elective maths, they are very much aware. So if you're doing elective math and you go home, go and sit down and start reading. What is the ydx? Let them help you. You'll be doing integration. Have you heard about integration? You'll be doing it level 200, first semester. So I'm saying this, maybe I may be an angel to you. When you take it, it's going to help you. You don't take it to Wahala. You're doing matrices. I hope those of you, I learned it even in commerce now. Metrics, you do metrics next semester, and it's pure mathematics. It's not like these cheap maths that base year or radio. So, any other question? Please, are you following? Don't be scared. Just get prepared.
Please, the math is it mixed with a console?
Yes, math with accounts.
It's just pure math, like you must that
Oh, you were doing pure math and some accounts way of presenting the questions will be presented in accounts format, but you have to use the math to do it.
Okay, if it's math, you know, yeah.
Yeah, reliable is no. So when it gets to 200, those of you who are doing EMS, that's when you have upper hand because you realize that the accounts will become quite easier for you. But those who are doing the other humanities, you have to be helping your friends. Okay. So those who are doing EMS, help those who are doing the other. It's not easy. In the absence of any question, we are ending the meeting. If you have any question, you can come and ask my DM. Some of you are shy because don't be shy of your grade. Okay. We all fail. Me, it's not easy. If I share my transcripts, we are all bleeding. The coins button is shipping everyone. It's shipping everyone. Not leaving anybody out. So have a nice evening. Okay. Enjoy your day or enjoy your night. Bye. Mm.